787.
787 departure frequency 95 will be 1257.
257, thanks.
Hey, welcome back to SciFi And Friends episode. Guess what? What is it? Number...
Oh.
Jeez. Number 50! Woo! I can't believe it. And I'm a little bit embarrassed because like a couple of years ago, I was like, I'm going to hit 100 episodes by the end of the year.
Yeah.
And the universe was like, no. And And when I say like a couple of years ago, I mean like 2018. I guess that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago.
But so first podcast of 2020, and I've been saving it because it's episode number 50, and I wanted to bring on my favorite fucking person in the world, my wife, Kelsey Seifert.
Hello.
So thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
I know we've been trying to organize this, but you're a busy woman these days.
I know. I'm very busy.
But it's
I
cool.
like my naps. I like my TV.
And Goldbergs, and yeah. But I've had to turn a couple of people away.
Yeah.
Because I wanted you to be 50.
Sorry, bitches.
But today,
me first.
Listen, today I was like, all right, we have got to get this recorded because I have really interesting people like accepting my offer to come on the podcast. I'm like, well, okay, let's wrap this up. So yeah, anyway.
Well, thank you for having me on your 50th.
So this will be the third time that you've been on.
Yep. Yeah. We were just looking we were looking at 2018 and 2019
well, the
podcasts.
first two times that you were on.
Yeah.
Because her boss is going to listen to probably both of them.
Okay, you know what this man did? He told my boss, which she probably would have found out later, and I told all you guys, so it's whatever. But he told my boss the story I told you back in 2018 about the first time I saw a dick or a penis.
Penis.
He
is the best president we have ever had. You know that? Trevor.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, he's been good. Yeah, but hopefully she'll listen. So if you're listening, hey Brandy, what's going on?
Hi Brandy.
Thank you for listening.
Sorry for the penis words.
Oh, we all remember the first day we saw our first penis.
When you remember looking down?
I still haven't seen one, so I'm still waiting.
Darn.
But before we get too started, before we get too far into the number episode 50,
started.
Yeah, before we get too started, I hope all that is working. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, but we must take a quick break because my brother, who is now like a novice or pro, amateur pro, whatever you want to call him, beer brewer, has gifted upon us one of his favorite brews, and he hopes to brew something similar at the place of his employment. Drop the H in Pittsburg, Kansas. Hit it up for all your pizza and homebrew. No. For all your pizza and microbrewery needs. No homebrew shit.
Yeah.
No, this is a professional.
Great.
Yes. But what he has given us is called Dirty Bastard. And I think he's trying to tell me something when he gave this to me. It is a Scotch-style ale, and Kelsey Seifert claims that it is literally his favorite beer. So check it out.
A Scotch-style ale.
You know?
Wow.
And he gave it. And let me see. Let me give you a little bit of the details. It's 8.5% alcohol, 50 IBUs, and it is brewed by, this particular bottle is brewed by Founders. Does it say where they're from? Where they're out of?
That's what I was looking for.
Just Founders Brewing. I don't see if it says anything from where they are.
I don't see anything.
So good, it's almost wrong. Dark ruby in color and brewed with 7 varieties of imported malts. A complex in finish with hints of smoke and peat, paired with a malty richness and a right hook of hop power to give it the bad attitude that a beer named Dirty Bastard has to live up to. Ain't for the wee lads. Now I gotta do it all over again. So good it's almost wrong. Dark ruby in color and brewed with 7 varieties of imported malts. Complex in finish with hints of smoke and peat. Paired with a malty richness and a right hook of hot power to give it the bad attitude that a bitter named Dirty Bastard has to live up to. Ain't for the wee lads.
So but it's from Grand Rapids.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Why'd
I
you
know,
say
I
MI
was gonna-
stand for?
I was like, I'm not going to say the MI
Minnesota.
because he can tell me. I thought it was Michigan.
Minnesota.
Or Missouri. No, Missouri's MO.
MI
Mo.
state abbreviation.
I literally did not say it because I was like, if I say this, Colton's going to make fun of me. But then I was
You
waiting
see
on
my
you.
look? I looked at it like, what is it?
My.
No, it's right there, dude. I saw it. This
Go
is
back, go back.
embarrassing. I'm definitely editing this part out.
You remember when like
I want
you
to say
had
it's
to go-
Michigan. Yeah, it's Michigan.
Yeah.
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah. You remember when you had to do that 50 states in 3rd, 4th grade or whatever grade that was? Thank you.
Kind of, yeah.
Ugh.
There's still states where I'm like, I didn't know that was a state. Like, is Delaware a state? Never been there. Don't even really know where it's
That
at.
was a city in the side of a state.
Delaware? No, I'm pretty sure that's a state.
It's a city state. It's only. I really thought
Delaware. Yeah, it's a state, bro. U.S. state. See, look at it. It's right in there.
Yeah, that's a city. That's basically a city.
That's one that I always remember that I'm not going to remember. You know what I mean? Ooh, look at this! Look at this color.
I know. I'm trying to pour it all in like beautiful.
Turn the side.
You can't.
I'm a great beer pourer. I'm probably the best beer pourer that I know. Oh, great smell. Great aroma.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at this color.
Mm-hmm.
Super dark. Cannot see
really
through it. I cannot see through it. It's all caramely. What sort of aroma do you pick up when you smell? I smell a dirty bastard. All right. Well, anyway, cheers to Casey for giving us the
Cheers, Case.
dirty bastard,
Yep.
as well as cheers to all you people that listen to the podcast
Yeah.
all the way up to episode 50. Really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So here's to 50 more. Hee haw.
Yeehaw.
Cheers.
Wow, that's good.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this would wreck you if you had too much.
Mm-hmm.
This would put you in the ground.
I think it's like not too
good, though.
Like it's not like too dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's pretty dark, but
Guin-
it's not Guinness dark.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I was
dark.
thinking.
Pretty-
But it's good. That's super good. The color of the foam is even pretty.
Yeah, it's nice caramelized.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know exactly what a Scotch ale is, but Casey was telling me about it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure that they use Scotch barrels. They age it in Scotch barrels.
Yeah.
I think
That's
it's something.
That's
something
what.
like that. That doesn't make sense though.
No, remember we were at that brewery.
They had really big ones.
Yeah, those were Scotch.
Those were sour beers.
Yuck. Those were not.
Anyway.
No, the Scotch barrels. There were Scotch barrels at like in their big fridge.
Huh.
They had a big
I don't know.
fridge.
Can't quite remember.
I know. It's been a while.
Anyway, what have you been up to lately?
You know me. Napping.
No, you don't have. No, you're a hard worker.
I work a lot. I
Yeah.
work a lot.
Since last you were on, I think last time you were on, Brock was still there.
So
So a lot has changed.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would make sense. That a lot has changed. So I'm basically at the point where I do what Brock does.
Right. Kind of like a creative director,
Mhm.
but you're not a creative. Like that's not your
Right.
official status.
Right.
But
right.
you do a lot of the same stuff.
Yes. What they call it as a brand keeper.
Really?
So
Brand keeper?
that's what the task is called.
Really?
Yeah. So I just keep the brand intact. So
You're a graphic designer.
right. So with my role in my graphic design role, I do a little bit of everything. So photography, video, designing websites, designing logos, print pieces, anything like that. Like typical week, most of the time I'm working on at least probably 2 different social accounts. So when I say social accounts, like I am creating graphics or photography.
I found that interesting that Cheryl didn't pick up on that. She's like, social. What do you mean by social?
Oh yeah.
I was like, huh. It's one of those things where you're so deep in a world sometimes.
Yeah.
You're like, everybody knows what that is.
Yeah.
And she's just not in that. No, I'm not saying
Yeah.
anything bad. She's just not in that. She doesn't hear that terminology every day.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think that one as much as like something like when I say CTA. Do you know what a CTA is?
Yeah. Cocky Transvestite Association. I'm part of it.
Well, we have
All 2 of
CTAs
us.
on all of our stuff.
No, I don't know what a CTA is.
It's a call to action.
Ah.
So, say we say we have this print piece here. Beautiful newspaper. It's beautiful newspaper, right? Gives you all the information. All their information. Their call to action is their phone number. They want you to call them.
Oh, it's something that inspires or motivates you to reach out or share the post.
Almost all your buttons on your websites are CTAs because it's like, we want you to learn more about this, or we want you to contact us, or we want you to apply now for this career job. Like that's kind of what a CTA is, very low level. There can be other levels to that. But anyways, like, yeah, that surprised me too, because when I just say social, I bet she understood it. It was just like the thought of like social is like such a broad thing to say. Or
the thought of that someone runs gets paid, like you get paid to do Twitter, and it's like, yeah. And I don't even write this stuff or schedule it or do any of the interaction. Well, it's like so many people all over the world, specifically in the first world nations, like we spend so much of our free time on. Excuse me. We spend so much of our free time on social networks. Yeah. Like all the time. Take a shit on social network. You're cooking dinner, you're on social network, right? All the time. You're making stories. Or this is me. I'm making stories, taking pictures, making tweets, all that kind of stuff.
I love how your first one was taking a shit. That's the first thing you thought about when you think,
that's like,
I'm on social.
Yeah. Oh, well, almost always. I've been trying to get away from that. And that's why I got Kindle Unlimited. So I could read more on my phone rather than like scroll all day. Because I'm like, man, I probably scroll for 4 hours a day.
I wonder what the average of scrolling is on a phone a day.
The iPhone, I know for sure, will have a timer. And it'll tell you how much time you spent on each app and everything.
Oh, I just meant the world.
Well, I meant personally, like if you wanted to like really narrow it down, you could set that timer for a week and just do your normal stuff.
Right.
And at the end of the week, you could be like, oh, I literally spent 16 hours on Twitter. And you might be like, holy shit. Yeah. What could I have done with 16 hours?
Is the app open, or you have to actually be in the app? Like, do you know what I mean? Like it just stays open on your phone. No,
it's smart enough. It knows what you're doing.
That?
Oh
okay.
yeah, it's the iPhone. Okay. iPhone's smartest phone on the
planet. Come on. Right?
Anyway, what I was going to say is social media. Oh, because it's kind of an odd idea that you could get paid to post shit on social media. Yeah. Like unbelievable. And it's still, to me, I'm like, no, you can't. No. But people make money all the time.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm thinking of that Katie Van Slyke or whatever. So that's her personal account. So that's another thing. Like her personal account, every post she makes probably makes.
And it's just personal.
Just personal.
She doesn't do anything else.
No. Just personal. And it makes, who knows what it makes per post. But then you have like these company profiles that are literally paying someone like you or a freelancer like me. They're like, here's X amount of money for a month. Here's X amount of posts, graphics, videos, blah, blah, blah. That's a wild idea. Even to someone that's in the industry. Yeah. It's a wild idea.
And it's in so many different levels. Like
nobody told me that I could be that. I'd be a firefighter, policeman, or a doctor. Not
you got the careers book. Yeah. You got this careers book of like teacher, doctor, police officer, fireman. I'm just like, all right, teacher it is.
Exactly. That's the only one that's in a girl uniform, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or nurse. That was kind of the options.
Right.
Here I am, graphic designer, brand keeper of LimeLight Marketing for all of our clients.
Right.
It was awesome.
Dude, the internet is literally the tool that did that. The internet is the tool that allowed for whatever you want to be. There's a fucking woman from like Alaska that sells moose turds that she glues on the clock.
Oh, I saw that.
3:30, 4:30, 5:30.
Is that why you spoke like that all day?
And she makes, I don't know, she makes her living off of that. You know? Like that is not in the book of things you can live off of.
Organic.
You know what I mean, though? It's not like not an option that you think of. When I was in elementary or middle school or whatever, and you're thinking like, what am I going to do? And what do I want to be and everything? It's like, that doesn't cross your mind. Yeah. But because of this new tool that comes out and connects the entire fucking world, we can do, you can literally do anything you want. Yeah. There is a way to figure out how to make a living off almost anything. Yeah. I mean, there are girls and guys that literally just take their clothes off in front of a webcam and they make money. And they make more money than a normal job.
Are you talking about porn?
I'm talking about webcam models. Oh. Not just porn in general. They're not even having sex with anybody.
Oh.
They're literally like you take a.
They're just standing there naked.
Well, hang on. I've never done this.
Let's clarify this.
I know. I did a big presentation.
It's research.
I had a sexual.
Research.
It's for research. I had a human sexuality class, and I had to do a presentation, and my particular topic was pornography. And so I did all this research. And on webcam girls or people, there's guys and girls. It's not like a production. It's not like a camera and like a storyline or whatever. Nothing like that. It's literally a person in their bedroom, their laptop's up and their webcam's on, and they're just sitting there. Music's playing, and they're painting their toenails or whatever, and there's a chat box, and they're just like, hey, what's up, Grouch92 or whatever. And as it goes on, there's a little menu in the corner. So there's a whole bunch of different ones, but they're ones that I've seen. There's like a menu in the corner.
Yeah.
And the menu is like, and they have like a different token system, which is why this is where cryptocurrency comes in.
Yeah.
So it's like, 0.001 Bitcoin, I'll take my shirt off. 0.002, I'll take my pants off. And it all goes all the way down to like crazy shit, like 50,000 tokens, and I'll take a shit on camera or whatever. Like no, I don't know if it's that crazy, but
it could be.
It works that way. Anyway, this whole tangent is just to say that. Did you fart? That was a dog. No.
You should see her down here. She's just dead.
The whole tangent is just to capitalize or to punctuate the idea that there is so much that one person could do. It is almost limitless. It is almost fucking limitless.
To the person's standards. To the
right. There's definitely a.
It's like, I don't like feet, so I'm not sucking my toe.
Oh no, I don't mean just on webcams. I mean just existing.
Oh, sure. Sorry.
You could be a. You could be. I mean,
I thought you were just talking about that profile itself.
No, that's something you could do. Mm-hmm. That's something a lot of people could do, but that's what they choose. They say, no, my integrity won't allow me to do that. I don't want to be known for being exactly. I don't want to be known for being the webcam guy, girl, or whatever. But for instance, I know two people that have their own greenhouses in the back of their yard, and that's how they make their money. Yeah. Now they're not rolling in dough. No. But they're growing it.
Nice.
No, but really, that's how they make a large portion of their money. Yeah. There's just so many different options, and there's options that you can't even imagine, like webcam girl or being a brand manager or whatever, or brand keeper or whatever. I mean, it just gets just think about. I know I'm rambling, but you just think about those cups that Colin got me, and they have a broadhead in them.
Oh yeah. Stuff
like that.
That's sweet. That's custom stuff.
I know, but still, it's like. You don't think about that. I didn't think about that when I was in middle school or high school. No. I had the very general, like, cookie cut, like, little block plane. Like, this is, I could be dick.
Well, and look at our families. Like, both, my mom's a teacher or a principal. Right. Your mom, I don't really know her actual title, but she's a teacher. Right. Your dad's a doctor, and my dad worked at a factory job. Right. That was like our influence. That's true. So that's what we saw. That's what we thought there was. Right. So I was either like, when I grow up, be a teacher or work at Tamco and shovel. Oh,
especially in Galena.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like when I was growing up, I was like, oh, this is what people do. Adults get jobs, and you're either this or this. You work 9 to 5. Yeah. You come home, watch TV, eat dinner.
Off.
Yeah. Holidays off. Yeah, like just,
I will make some softball games and others I will miss.
No, never miss a softball game, even though I hate softball. But no, that's just what I knew.
Right, that's true.
So, and maybe that was my problem, like, because I remember my third last day of high school, I was like, fuck no, do I want to graduate right now? Like, I don't want to graduate right now. I was sitting there crying. Let me in. Let me out. As everybody else is going, let me out. Yeah, I just remember like crying. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I have no idea what to do. And then like I had some people like, well, why don't you follow some sports? And I'm like, what's that gonna lead me to? What, 2-4 years of playing a fun basketball game? Then it's gonna break my heart again. Like, I don't want to go through that again. I loved it so much now. I'm done. Like, I felt done. I didn't want to start all over and only be 4 years when I just built what? How long were you in high school?
4 years.
Well, I mean, even beyond that. So middle school too. Even beyond that, like
10.
Since I've been playing
like
sports,
a decade, right? Yeah.
I've been playing with the same people.
Right.
So it's kind of weird to just start over. I don't know. I just didn't like that thought. So I didn't want to do it. And my other option was Fort Scott. And no offense, but I do not.
No, you told me something else the other day. You said that you could have rode. This girl could have rode.
There were several people that got that. Like, well, I knew Sam that got it. But like other girls around the area, like big muscular girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, come visit us. We're interested in you to come
Looking back
be a
on
rower
that,
at K-State.
Yeah, looking back on that though, to me it's like looking where I am now, like I'm in the valley of the shadow of death. That's where I feel like I am in my life. I feel very lost, very confused, very in chaos, deeply in chaos right now. And then looking back on that and being like, oh my God, there seems like it just that little opportunity. When you told me that, it just felt like there is so much direction in that one opportunity. Like I've never rowed. I don't give a fuck. I will learn how to row. I will build a skill. I will meet a lot of people because I'm rowing with them, and I'm at K-State, and I'll probably get part of my college paid for, and I can choose, like, I'll do 2 years of undergrad, and I'll figure out, like, what to study later on.
Right.
And that, to me, is like, oh, my God, direction. Oh my God, direction.
But I don't have that. That was when I told you the other day, when you feel like you're in this position.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad you didn't do it because I probably wouldn't have married you, and I'm really happy that I married you, so. Yeah. Good thing you fucked up there.
Good thing.
But seriously, though, it's kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah. I was 17. I was just like looking at that thing. I'm like, I will never fucking row.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's such a good opportunity. Like, that's one of those things where you do it for 4 years because they say, oh, yeah, half your college is paid for, or all your college is paid for.
Yeah. If it was like that, I don't know if it was going to be like that.
That's kind of like Courtney Edwards' sister, Shelby.
Oh, yeah. She has a great opportunity.
She does track and everything.
Javelin.
Javelin or whatever. And I think a lot of her school is paid for.
Yeah, I think so.
But they have to treat it like a job, which is like,
absolutely.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to a real job that just sucks my soul. No, I get to wake up and work on a skill. Oh my God, I'm so down for that.
But you have to also be building another skill.
Sort of,
like,
when you're studying and whatnot.
Like, I don't know. I wasn't going to probably be a U.S. Olympic rower, you know?
Right, you didn't have to be, though.
Yeah, but I had to be working on something else on the side. But hold on, sorry. But while I'm doing that, I have to also work on my job, which, I'm sorry, but, like, I know people can multitask 100 times better than I can. So maybe that's just my mindset. But, I don't know. Like, I just don't know how you do it when rowing is your job. So say I went to K-State and started rowing. Rowing's your job, but you also need to study. But you also actually might have to have a part-time side job.
No, they wouldn't let you.
Probably.
They probably wouldn't let you. Maybe, I guess Shelby works at like a steakhouse.
You probably have to.
I don't know. I feel like, especially with sports, if it's a thing that's athletic, it demands a huge amount of energy and focus and whatnot, I would fare 1,000 times better.
Sure.
Rather than have to go to a job and like sit at a desk or serve food or whatever.
But
I think it's the mindset. I'll practice all night. I'm like, if I am here and I am not over here serving food or working on a factory, like I have to like cooking. Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah.
I would much rather be like, let's row all night. I'll wake up and go to class in the morning. I don't care because guess what? I'm not in that hell over there.
Because there's structure.
And that's probably because I have a strange idea about jobs. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, most of us do. I feel like it's also the generation. Maybe not.
Yeah, could be. Most of us work from home.
A lot of us just, not that we don't want to work. It's just the way work is structured. It's just like, have to. I think you have to work,
right? And
you have to work so long, and you have to get this amount of money so you can pay this for rent and groceries, and maybe try to go out and try to sleep and try to pay for a gym. Oh, and now you're dating somebody, so you want to also pay for their stuff and cars and college if you go to college. If you don't, Yeehaw for you, because that's $30,000 you don't have to spend.
At the low
At the
end.
lowest,
you know,
yeah.
The low end, yeah. Yeah, it is definitely an interesting world. I think a lot of it's from what we saw our parents do. Like you said, like I saw a lot of unhappiness in a job. And from both parents.
But you saw a lot of happiness as well.
Not from a job though. I never saw it from a job. And every job I've had, I mean, the day that I walk in, I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm fucking out of here. I mean, Red Oak was the longest job I've ever had, and that's just because it was so simple, and it made so much money, and I had so much time off that it was like, okay, this sits with me pretty well. The only problem about Red Oak and serving jobs is that in a serving position, I found that your self-worth just gets degraded. I mean, night after night, people are scowling at you and being douchebags.
Especially the restaurant you worked in.
Right. Everyone thought they were somebody.
Well,
they thought they were somebody.
Yeah.
I'm important. And it's like, I remember.
Important at this little county in Kansas and Oklahoma, Missouri.
Oh, man.
Wait till you go somewhere else and you're insignificant.
The people that were kind and interested in me, or at least held a conversation. Yeah. And didn't, lose their temper or whatever. Those people were the people I really wanted to take care of. The rest of the people were just literally like, if I could snap your neck right now, which I could because I'm a lot bigger than you, I would. But I'm not going to because you're not worth it. Yeah. And that's not how these rules are played.
Yeah. And I wouldn't actually get any of the money that you have.
No. No, it's just like all these little societal rules are keeping me from killing you. But I'm not going to. Yeah. I could. I'm the one standing up. Yeah. I'm the one that's 250 pounds and have steak knives in my hand, and you're being an asshole to me.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Do you think though that like, if we were rich at some point in time, we'd be like that?
Well, it depends, because I think part of the experience that you and I are at least experiencing, a lot of people experience, is that the wealth is earned.
Yeah, and we're being humbled right now. Literally grinding to the humble bone.
Yes, right. You do all this suffering, whatever sort of suffering it is, and our suffering might be hilarious compared to some people's suffering.
God,
I'm not claiming to be the most.
I'm not suffering. Like, I don't feel like I'm suffering.
No,
but I'm suffering.
But the things that we kind of.
But I'm hungry.
Gripe about or whatever. It's like, oh man, I wish I could buy the healthier peanut butter. I wish we had a little bit bigger house. I wish all that kind of shit.
I wish there was a closet that was bigger than the 2-3 closets I have.
Oh, exactly. Right. Yeah. I mean, just that kind of stuff, which is total first world bullshit. But part of it's like I think about people in LA, or I think about people that I know that are doing what I want to do. And I'm like, man, why? And especially when I hear their story, and it's like, I can think of one guy. Dude, this guy is incredible. He's incredibly talented. Yeah. He's incredibly gifted. He works incredibly hard. And, I mean, he went to USC, right? And out of USC, he got a couple jobs. And after those couple jobs kind of started spinning, he started a company where they rent out Reds. And now he's, done a bunch of stuff that wins Emmys and Golden Globes. And
holy shoot.
Yeah, and he's a super high-end cinematographer. Yeah. And it's like, why? How?
Yeah. How?
Why am I, like, and this gets dangerous. And I've thought about this a lot with Jordan Peterson, listening to Jordan Peterson and whatnot. But it gets to a point of like, what is going on? Like, first off, what is the difference? Why am I here? Why has everything that I've tried not worked? And you kind of start to sift through all that. Yeah. And you find a lot of stuff.
But it's still so confusing. It's like, I feel like I'm doing the same thing most of the time that they did or are doing. Right. And it's just like, I just feel like I'm not getting anywhere. Like, I feel like I'm that cartoon that's trying to run, but I'm just running in the same spot.
Right. I can hear it. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I mean,
and then I run right over a cliff because I went too fast.
Maybe that's what it's keeping you from. Yeah. I don't know. I get where I am in my life right now is like the spiritual journey is what I call it. It is the point of, for whatever reason, I'm in the desert right now. Yeah. And I am suffering day after day. Like, I mean, immense amount, more suffering than I've ever done in my whole life. Existential suffering, physical suffering, all this kind of stuff. Am I growing from it? Absolutely. Am I learning a lot of stuff? Absolutely. But it is coming at such a high cost. So I don't know if there's something after this that's like, hey, get ready, because right now you're just climbing up the roller coaster and it's about to drop. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's another 10 years of this. I don't know. It's going to be rough. It's going to be tough if that's the next 10 years.
Yeah.
But the amount of knowledge that's coming from it, or the amount of wisdom is substantial.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Bible Walkthrough the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite episodes is the one where we go over Ecclesiastes. Mm. And so I went ahead and read that book. It's a short book of the Bible, but I went ahead and read it. And then today when I was transcribing the talks that Adam and I used to have, he brought it up as well, one of the Ecclesiastes passages, but it says something like, time and chance happen to everyone. He said, the race is not given to the swift and the battle is not given to the strong. Time and chance happen to everyone. So that's kind of what I was thinking. It's like, it doesn't matter how hard you work. I mean, it does, in a sense, but at the end of the day, it's time and chance. You might have all your ducks in a row and you're like, oh yeah, next card is success. And you flip it over, it's like catastrophe.
Yeah.
Or it's like catastrophe, failure, mess up, success. You don't know. It's just, the world is so chaotic and so serendipitous that you just have to keep playing the game. You have to keep drawing cards.
Yeah.
I think that's the only option.
Yeah. Even though I feel like there is a pattern, but I don't ever, maybe I'm saying this wrong, but I feel like if something bad or something good has been happening for a while, like I've been having really good days at work lately for the past 2 weeks, that next week is like, dun, dun, dun. Like,
Right,
it's so
right.
bad
Yeah.
because I don't know if that's like a mindset or it's like, it's almost too good. There's got to be something bad coming. Does that make sense?
Oh, I think it's just human nature.
Yeah.
I think it's just human nature. I think it's just our genetics. I think it's just our heritage of being savanna apes or being tree monkeys or whatever we used to be. And we'd be like, oh my gosh, so much food and so much sex. And
Yeah.
it's raining every day. It's great. Everything's green. We can see all the predators way far away. They'll never get to us because we're going to see them.
Yeah.
And then, then it stops raining and then the food goes away.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we're always ready for the flood.
bad.
The flood,
Yeah.
Noah's flood. It's always the flood. And, honestly, I've heard people, Jordan Peterson, talk about Genesis and, before they argue, like before humans developed self-awareness, you could truly live in the moment, just like the dogs are under the table right now.
Yeah.
They are truly in the moment.
Man, I wish I could.
They
be a
are
dog.
not thinking about the future. Gamora's not like, what am I going to eat
No,
next?
she's just like, when are you gonna play with me? Oh, she's
Right.
just jumped on me.
Right, that's all she's thinking about because she doesn't really have as far as we know, she doesn't really have a future,
No.
a conception of the future.
Just don't look at her too long, or she
we
jumps
can.
on you.
We can. Humans can. Humans can picture the future. You can see. You can close your eyes right now and see it. Whatever future that you want to see.
It's that mirror of
So you're,
Harry Potter.
kind of, yeah, the mirror of Aramor or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It doesn't really show you. Well, actually, you could.
Shows
if
you your most desired.
you could
thing.
ask it. You could say, "What do I most desire?" And whatever popped up in your head would probably be
Yeah.
that. So,
Would that be your dream? You think?
what do you mean?
Yeah. She wants to.
Gamora's licking the microphone right now. Hey, get down, get down, get down. We're trying to do a show. This is professional. You are interrupting our show.
She's like, all right, Daddy. All right. Okay. Come on. Anyways, as we were saying.
What do you mean your dream?
What?
You said, would that be your dream? No, I think it'd be your future. But it's not. See,
What
it's
you
not
desired is your dream.
Well, in the Harry Potter books, yes. That's
No. I was kind of like asking that. Like,
Oh, what?
Like, your desires are your dreams, but I don't know. Maybe.
I think in the same way that dreams come to you in that form, they come to you in this image that stands in front of truth, because if you saw the truth, you wouldn't be able to handle it.
Right.
It'd be too much.
Yeah.
So Jung and Freud and all those guys, they said that dreams come as in symbols, and they represent the truth that you're trying to understand. So you see snakes in your dreams. You see a lot of snakes. I do. I see a lot of snakes. I get bit by a lot of snakes.
Wow.
Anyway, side story. You see
In your
your
dreams?
teeth falling out. You see
hate my teeth fall out my
yourself
dreams.
in your underwear. All this kind of stuff. All these
Yeah.
pretty typical
Zombies eating
zombies.
you.
Yeah,
Oh,
all this kind of
guys,
stuff.
My nightmare
Right?
was so bad.
But usually those symbols are in front of the dream or in front of the truth. Now, I think that your dreams are the same way. Dreams like your goals and stuff. Your dreams and your goals are the symbols that you see that stand in front of the truth of what you truly want.
Okay.
That's just my idea. That's just what I kind of think.
So say that one more time. So these symbols.
Right, symbols. So dreams come in symbols, right? They come in images. And usually it's your mind or your body or whatever is trying to tell yourself something. It's trying to warn you about something. It's trying to inform you about something. It's trying to do something. Sometimes they're random. Sometimes it's absolutely chaos. But a lot of times there's some information there. What Freud and Jung would talk about is that these images protect you from the truth. This thing back here, right? So for instance, like snakes represent wisdom, represent awakening, represent eat the fruit and you'll be like God. That's a snake, right? The snake, people argue that the snake gave apes, humans, the sight to be like God. The snake is like, eat it, right? Anyway, another side story. That's the truth. So a snake, the truth is wisdom in a way, right? So you can't really understand this, but you can understand this, and it represents this.
Okay.
In the same way, your dreams, whatever your dreams are, I want to be president. That's this. But whatever this is, by being president, is it's stood in front of. So the only way that you can understand this is through this symbol.
So that you think these symbols
just
are
my
almost
idea.
like blockage?
It's a representation. It's like a reverse reflection of of the truth behind it. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Negative or positive, or
Could be either.
yeah.
Could be either or neutral, I guess.
Because a block from your dream sounds negative, but it could be positive. It's just subconscious stuff that you're not allowing yourself to believe in, or
it could be that you're repressing it, or that you couldn't handle it, or that the limitations on being a human, you just won't get it. You'll just, it's kind of like what people talk about when they take DMT. It's like, whoa, what happened? You're like, I don't know.
no idea.
I don't know. What did you see? I saw bouncing basketballs and they jumped in my chest. You know, that's what Terrence McKenna talks about.
That's
and it's
weird.
like, well, that's not really what happened. That's just the closest that he can get to tell us what happened.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I
weird.
mean. The human mind is a very limited capacity, a very expansive capacity, but also very limited.
Especially when you dream.
Especially when you dream, yeah. So anyway, my pet theory is that dreams and goals and things are the same way. They're not just there. They're not. I just got pre-installed with stuff, right?
No,
just like everybody does. Like, why do you care about this thing over here? Why do you care about it? Who fucking knows? I have no idea. But some reason it calls to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't call to me. It calls to you.
Yeah.
And that's where people get crisscrossed. This is a thing that I've learned in the past year and a half, getting crisscrossed, because I'll be flipping through the Instagram, and I'll see someone being like, "Success, I got this thing,"
Right.
and I go, "Damn, I want that thing."
Excuse me.
And then I think about it for a little bit, and I go, "Ooh, no, I don't really want that thing. I want that thing that comes with that thing." For instance,
like not having a job. You could travel. You have all this time, like
sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
I was thinking more of like,
that would be nice.
For instance, I saw a girl who posted that she had gotten engaged. Bless you. She had gotten engaged. She is getting ready to graduate college, and the internship that she took was going to hire her on full time. She was like a nurse or something, right?
Yeah.
And she just said something like, everything's coming together. Like her plan was coming together. And I was like, damn, I would want that. I would want that stability. You know, I would want that achievement or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, then I was like, as I zoom in a little bit, I'm like, well, I don't really well, do you want to be a nurse? I'm like, well, no, I don't really want to be a nurse. Do you want to get married to this guy? No, I don't really want to get married to this guy. So it wasn't exactly what she was achieving.
It was the achievement.
Yeah, it was kind of the meta achievement around that.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, there would be people that were in my industry that were making achievements and making successes, and I would kind of get jealous. I'd be like, man, that's what I want. And then I'd think, do you really want to be shooting commercials?
Yeah.
Like, well, not really, no. And for me personally, there is just such a very skinny margin of like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's so clear.
It is.
It's so clear.
Yeah.
I mean, is it clear for you?
Most of the time it can be clear. I feel like it shifts a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
back and forth almost till it's like, I want this. No, I want this. I want this. I want this.
Right.
And I feel like I'm what? How old am I?
27, I think.
Am I 27?
I think so.
Jeez. Anyway, I feel like I don't know. Anyways. I feel like it's like I know what I want, but it's so maybe the right word I'm trying to think of is bright, I guess, that it's too bright for me to understand what it is, like to see what it is.
Sure.
So I'm trying to look at it, but it's like looking into the fucking sun. It's
Yeah.
like, but I know it's there. I just can't see it yet. And it's almost kind of scary walking into the sun, though, because it's just like, oh, shit, I got it. Now what? But then we're not supposed to think, I don't know, maybe not think about what next type of thing when this could just keep going. This whole thing could just keep going. I think it's pretty clear. I feel like it's mostly clear. I feel like it. There's some foggy days or foggy weeks and months or whatever it turns into. And I feel like it can grow a little bit. Like it has room to add. The dogs are being a little nuisance.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I feel like it can be pretty clear most of the time.
That's interesting. Because, like Jordan Peterson, I'm just going to say his name a lot. I listen to him a lot.
Yeah.
Will you let her out? Real
Yes.
quick? I can't. If I stop the audio,
I can hear it.
Jordan Peterson talks about when you get an aim, or when you're trying to find an aim, you don't really have to. And you know what's funny? Now that I think about it. So anyway, everyone that's listening, I used to record my settings with Adam, so animator. So I'd get a meeting with Adam, and I'd have something to talk about. And sometimes it was stuff like about how to write stories or how to create characters or all kinds of stuff. And then other things were like more mentorship, like I need help, kind of figuring out what to do with my life, or, here's my questions about God or religion. And I always record those on my phone. Well, Kelsey pointed me in the direction of rev.com, and I've used Rev before, but Rev has a new like computer AI system that takes your audio and puts it in an audio, a literary format. Tremendous. It would have taken me 3 weeks to transcribe all this stuff. I transcribed almost all of it this week, and it's great. But anyway, so when you're finding your aim, and a lot of kids will do this, and you did the same thing. You sat inside this California apartment for the longest time. You're like, I don't know what to do.
Shit.
I don't know what to do. You watched Netflix all day, folded laundry. You didn't do much. You were
Nothing
very
too
isolated.
crazy.
You were just so isolated. You didn't go out, nothing.
No.
But you were suffering greatly, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And what Jordan Peterson would say is just do something. So think about what you want to do and get as close as you can to that thing. So for you, it was how good did you feel from being in the apartment to getting a job at a random clothing store?
Better.
Way better.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's perfect.
It wasn't anything of my dreams, but
No.
way better.
Absolutely. Way better. It wasn't anything of your dreams, but it was a step in the right direction. Because now you have a little bit of structure.
Yeah.
Now you met new friends. Remember Angel and I don't remember the guy's name, Greg,
Who's
maybe.
Angel?
I think he worked across.
Oh, Angel.
Greg?
Yeah.
What was it?
Mike.
Mike. There's Mike.
Angel, Mike, Katie.
I mean, a lot of people that you
Yeah.
met, and they became your friends, and you're still friends with some of them on social media.
Yeah.
So that gave you a little bit of structure. But what Jordan Peterson would say is just pick something and go towards it.
Right.
And when you get there, you'll do it for a little bit, and you'll go, oh, no, this is not quite it, and you adjust your compass, and then you go, boom, and you jump. And so you it's what Jordan says, you're stumbling forward. You're stumbling forward to the thing, to the sun that you're talking about, that thing in the distance. You can't just directly go to it. Maybe some people do. Maybe some people are like, hole in one, I got it. But most people are stumbling towards it. And what Adam was saying today was that he was on this PhD committee, and these kids would come in, and they'd say, here's my question that I'm going to ask, and here's the thing I'm going to answer. And Adam goes, well, have you done any research yet? And the kid's like, no, not yet. And he's like, well, then how do you know what's the right question to ask?
Right.
Because verbatim, he said, if you know the right question to ask, you already know the answer.
Mm.
So basically, this mentor
Jeez.
meeting that I had with him, he's like, you spiral your questions.
Mm-hmm.
You have some questions, and you go out and you answer those as best you can. And once
Mm-hmm.
those are kind of answered mostly or all the way, you readjust your questions, you answer again, and then you go out again, and you can continue that until you come to the point where it all comes together.
Right.
You don't just answer. The first question is not the last question.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first question. Then you go out and answer that, and you go, oh, here's more questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like if you learned a program like Photoshop or Illustrator. It's like,
Yes. I still have questions.
yeah, you always will, because you'll get more, and you're like, whoa, maybe if I can do this, or if
Yeah.
I can do this. I mean,
Yeah.
but people just, they get so and me too, I was the same way. They get so one-minded. They're like, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to study. I'm going to be a real estate agent. And I'm going to be a real estate agent for all my life, And it's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You probably won't.
Yeah.
In our day and age.
That's the mindset around here, though.
Anywhere.
Most of the time, that's the mindset around
Feels
here.
like forever.
Yeah. Well, that's also what they grew up in. I don't know about you, but all of our parents still almost have the same jobs.
Well, it doesn't have to be with jobs. It could be anything. It's like,
I know. I'm
going
just
to
saying,
do
like,
this, and I'm going to live in this house forever. And
Yeah.
it's like, chill out, bro.
Yeah.
How many
Sometimes
things
that's
have
not
lasted?
bad.
None. They all stop. Good, bad. They all
Yeah.
stop. Unfortunately and pleasantly.
You just made this sad.
It's the truth though.
It is truth. It is truth. It's not always fun. It's definitely not always fun. But that's why you gotta have new beginnings.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that goes back to your high school thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave high school. It's the same thing I feel kind of about Red Oak. Like when I get
Mhm.
really down, like, oh, God, I could go back to Red Oak.
Yeah.
Because it's familiar.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I do not want to go back to high school.
I would. You give me the same head. You let me take everything I got right now. Let me go back to high school.
Okay, well, that makes
Well,
sense.
would you do that?
I thought you were just saying head.
I'd get everyone to give me head. I'd be like, I run this fucking school. I'd be principal by the first week.
Oh, shit.
They wouldn't even know. They have no idea. Like, the iPhone, the internet's just like barely there.
Mm-hmm. The iPhone was kind of there, right?
No, I was
What
in
was
California, man. Josh and I were in California. We were through the mall, and we're like, hey, let's go to this store. And we played on the first
Yeah.
iPhone, and I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go skateboard.
My
Surf.
first
Skateboard.
one was like, what? You remember those BlackBerry?
You had a BlackBerry?
Hold on. There was like that BlackBerry like touch screen one that you like when you pushed it, it like actually moved.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Nope.
I had that for like 5 seconds. It was great. But like that was like pre-iPhone.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I had the Juke.
Best phone I
It's
ever
like
had was Nokia Rockstar, man.
Oh, dude.
It would flip up like that.
Oh, I did love that.
Yo, what's up?
I love that. I loved my Juke. Even though it looks really weird when you were on the phone. It looked like... Hold on, let me see this thing. Looked like this, but longer. So it looked like it should have been like almost like an earpiece, you know?
Right.
Like that. But that's what it looked like.
No, I
But
love
when
smartphones.
I was texting, it was the size of a book.
Oh, right.
So I could just go... And I could text without looking.
I love smartphones.
Yeah.
I fucking love them.
They were worth it.
So let me ask you this. Yeah, they are. I mean, oh man, there's so many places I want to go.
Well, anyways, I don't want to go back to high school. Overall, sports were fun and all that, and
Yeah,
I had
dude.
great friends, and it was fun.
Just for a little bit? I'd love to go back for just a little bit.
I don't know. I really
a little
don't know
bit.
if I'd want to because I had a great time. It was fun. Like the weekends were awesome.
I had so
like,
many friends.
I had so many friends.
I did, man. I had so many good friends.
I did too. But
now
at the
I
same
have
time,
none.
you have me.
I have one.
She's sitting
She
right
won't leave
here.
this house. She's on my phone. There's nothing to eat for a carnivore like me.
Oh shoot.
But oh man, which should we go, left or right? You can pick.
Left.
All right, left. I was going to talk about how
But now I want to go right. What were you talking?
Well,
No, go left.
okay. Left is going to talk about how crazy it is that the technology that we use today, and not just the hardware, phones and computers and stuff like that, but like the software, like social media, Pinterest, all that kind of shit, is literally built upon the same concepts as gambling psychology.
Oh.
Yes, they are
What?
Yes. So, for instance, social media is built in a way that you cannot stop scrolling.
Yeah.
Will you let that dog in? Or I mean, what are we gonna do?
I don't know what to do with this dog right now. Okay. She's like howling. I've never heard her howl. No.
I'll keep going.
Yeah.
So the social media specifically, and what's crazy is it's leaking into other things, which is really spooky. But the social media is apps or software are designed to keep you scrolling forever because it's a reward system. It's built on a gambling reward system. For instance, you're waiting for your phone to ding because the ding, the sound, or even the vibration or the knowledge of, I have a message or a comment or a like, is giving you a dopamine rush. And if you want to know about this, there is I'm not even sure what to Google right now, but there is a article that by a gentleman that Sam Harris interviewed, and he used to work in Silicon Valley, and he used to write these programs or whatever. And he wrote this huge thing, something about like how technology is controlling your life. In fact, I'll just Google that real quick. So how technology does about it? None of those seem like the right ones. But obviously there's a whole bunch of articles that talk about this. But this specific one was literally it was dystopian in the way that it's structured and talked about how these things are controlling our lives. So if you think about it, there's an infinite scroll on, say, Twitter or Instagram or goddamn all of them. And you can scroll forever. You can scroll forever because each time you scroll, you're getting a little bit of a dopamine. Because, okay, so for gambling psychology, to get addicted to gambling or to get that rush of gambling, you do not have to win. The anticipation alone of winning is enough to release the dopamine. So every time you hit that button, you're getting that hit. You don't have to win. In fact, I think they've done studies where the win is the same amount of dopamine as if when you're spinning, is the anticipation. And sometimes it's in reverse. The anticipation is better than winning. So that anticipation of getting that dopamine rush, whether it's a comment, a like, a share, a retweet, I feel it, man. I feel it just like anybody else. So
Absolutely.
those things are designed to do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
So while I love my Pixel, my smartphone, I love my laptop, I love my readers, I love all my technology. I love fucking technology.
Designed for addiction.
They are designed to, and if you're not ready for it, and if you're not aware of it, it is literally like an alien face sucker. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
What's not designed for addiction?
Everything but technology. I mean,
technology is designed for addiction.
Nothing. I mean, food's not designed to be addictive. With sugar,
yes.
there is, I guess.
Yeah. Like, why do you keep eating Doritos?
Yeah, that's true. So so then the argument would be, is everything that is designed better if it's designed in an addictive format?
Yeah, it has to be addictive.
Especially in well, there you go. Especially in a capitalist society.
Yeah.
Because the name of the game is sell, sell, sell.
Yeah.
And it's
money.
Well, people talk about like washing machines in the old days and refrigerators in the old days. They lasted for fucking 40 years,
Yeah.
But now
light bulb that's still on to this day.
Right. That's not good for a capitalist society.
Yeah.
They need things to break. They need you to buy more and buy more and buy more. And I don't know if that's true or not.
I think definitely it is,
Well,
because it's just like, maybe depending on who you are, because like, think of Apple, for instance.
Who fucks up the batteries?
They change it. They change the charger. They change the plug-in. Oh, and then you have to have this. They take out everything. So now you have to buy a dongle to even put an
No, that's Apple though.
That's what I just said.
I know.
But yeah, like
Samsung doesn't do that with their refrigerators, I'm thinking about appliances more in general.
Sure.
Like a refrigerator does the same shit that it did 50 years ago.
Yeah.
To keep stuff cold.
Yeah.
Like that's the basic thing of a refrigerator.
Sure.
Basic usage of a refrigerator. Keep stuff cold. But now, now we're just getting wild. We're just getting like crazy.
Go right.
Touch. I can't quite remember what
just
right
kidding.
was. But no, we have like touch pads in our refrigerators. We have screens that show us addictive, gambling based algorithms or whatever. They're connected to Amazon, who basically is going to be our overlords at some point. There's going to be like 10 of them.
Amazon is at Kohl's, guys.
There's going to be 10 of them, and there's going to be 10 tech companies, and they're just going to own us.
Yeah.
On all fronts.
That's scary.
It's going to happen. I mean, it's already happening.
Who? Amazon?
Apple, Google,
which is Android.
Those are probably the top 3
that we know of.
Probably Samsung's in there because Samsung makes a lot of.
Samsung's not Google.
No, Samsung's I think is Korean.
Oh.
Sony. There's just these companies that just know every fucking thing.
Yeah, just
and
like
they
at
and
one
they have
point
a
in
niche.
time, car companies owned the world.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, kinda.
At one point in time,
Kinda. Yeah,
I feel
sort
like
of.
car companies owned the world at one time because
Keep that
was the newest,
close to you.
That was the newest.
Bring it back. You can sit back if you want.
That was the newest technology.
Well,
at one point in time,
it was a really powerful.
It might have
technology.
came and gone, just like oil came and went.
Yeah.
But, anyways.
Yeah, maybe so.
How long that will last?
Well, it's just the data. We've never been able to collect this much data, and it's never been more apparent.
Right.
Like Google and Apple and all those, they're like, yeah, your Alexa is spying on you. They admit it.
Yeah, they'll tell you.
They admit it. And what do? Hey, Alexa.
Nothing.
Hey, Alexa, play Zardonic. We just keep on with our lives. We're like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But no telling what they've heard and no telling what they have on people like us. I mean, like me specifically. Like this
right now?
Exactly. I was going to say, me specifically, I have 50 episodes of at least a 3-hour podcast, 2-hour podcast, an hour or more podcast, 50 times. That means there's at least 50 hours of podcasts.
Jeez.
With my voice, my image, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, way more than 50 hours.
I said at least 50, if not more.
Yeah, at least double.
Who knows?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Man, I might have to get a drink. Anyway, so no telling what they have, and then no telling what they have as far as just your search histories, your downloads, your all that kind of your purchases, all that kind of stuff. It's all there, and it's getting more and more manageable, and it's getting more and more traceable, and it's getting more and more. I mean, Amazon's cloud systems are unbelievable. I mean, unfucking believable.
Yeah.
The data that they have. Google backs up all your pictures. You don't think they have programs just going through all those all the time?
It's insane that you and I, especially since we have Pixel phones, that all of our photos are backed up on Google Photos.
Yeah, all the way back
That's scary as shit.
All the way back to the first picture I took on a phone.
Yeah.
Is the first one.
I don't like it.
It's awesome.
I don't like it.
But at the same time, it's a little unnerving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody could get in there.
Yeah.
But hypothetically, I could get into anybody else's.
Yeah, that's scary too.
Well, and that's where it's
going
going
to get hacked.
Listen, that's where it's going to get out of control. Is that these people are going to think I can control it. I can control it. The people at the top or they're in control of these programs or these softwares or these companies are like, we're fine. I'm in control. And one day,
someone's sleeping. Monster Colton.
The machine is going to wake up and goes, I'll handle it from here. And
you did a really good impression of that.
Oh my God. And then we're all fucked. I'm not kidding. I mean, I know
that's your fear. It's about as bad.
That's one of them.
It's worse than a T-Rex.
No. Nothing's worse than a T-Rex. I've had so many nightmares of T-Rex.
You would rather have a T-Rex
I'll tell you
some
one.
AI come into life and just...
I'd rather have the AI. Because maybe the AI would give me some dignity. Like, can I be one of the humans in the zoo?
Yeah.
The T-Rex would just eat me.
Yes.
I had this dream one time that it was weird because I was seeing it in third person. So there's this tree and I was seeing myself like lean against this tree. And like I looked back on this tree and I was like, oh fuck, big T-Rex. I could see it. So I was like, oh man. And then when I went like this, he was right there.
Oh,
And I woke
man.
up.
It's like it's faster than a raptor, man.
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. I was like, Mom! Mom!
Scared me.
Sorry. I saw you jump.
I was like, whoa.
Did you call your parents in the middle of the night?
Oh.
Like,
Wait, go on.
sometimes I would wake up and it would be black and I'd be like, where the fuck am I? Mom!
Absolutely.
One time.
Absolutely.
Dude, one time. Oh, man. One time I did that. We had a bunk bed, right? And so I was sleeping on the top bunk. And I woke up and I was like super hot, sweating. I was like, I cannot see shit. I don't know what's going on.
Oh.
So I started yelling, Mom! Mom!
Casey's like, shut up out there.
I don't know where Casey was. I don't think he was there. He might have been. But from the bottom bunk, I hear, hey, it's okay. It's okay. I forgot that my Aunt Jen and Uncle Wayne had come to stay, and they were down below, and I was so embarrassed because it was Uncle Wayne.
You
God
were
bless
older?
his soul.
Or how old were you?
I don't remember. Pretty young,
Yeah.
pretty young,
Yeah.
like 17 or something like that. But
Yeah. Oh,
I was not
poor
17.
17-year-old.
No, I mean I was quite a bit. I don't know. I'm terrible with numbers. Like if you're like, what happened at 8? I'd be like, I have no fucking clue. What do you remember from 8? No, I have
playing games.
Well, I don't know anything. I don't know any specific dates. I just remember childhood stuff.
Yeah, like from
It's
this
back
age
here.
to this age, this is probably what I was doing.
I don't even
and what
know.
I can remember.
I remember my first memory ever, and then I remember now.
Yeah.
And then everything else in between's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like when I was 21. Well, I do have a couple of those, I guess.
Well, yeah, like now you can. Like now you can like I don't know. I can. Like I can tell you what I did at 21.
Hang on a second.
Fucking Kimura, dude. She won't come in. Anyways, what I was saying, I can remember things at 21. Oh, crap, you let the cat in. And I can remember things that like I mean, probably more that if you call drinking for the first time your significant moment, but I can remember drinking for the first time. I can remember going back to school, getting married. Like, those are significant things that happened during certain ages. So I can definitely remember stuff like that. But anything else, I'd have to gauge it like you. Like, so what I was saying was I can remember things at certain ages. So, like, we got married when I was...
I can remember that, yeah.
Yeah, like...
Rarely can I do that.
Yeah.
Rarely.
Like, so we can just remember that. I can remember certain things. Like, I got with you when I was 18.
Right. You can remember everything that has to deal with me.
Yeah.
Well,
Lion King.
maybe that's true though.
Nothing.
No, I remember the Lion King.
Anyways. I flustered the Colton.
Oh, I'm reliving it. But anyway. Maybe that's the key, is that you have an anchor within your life. Like, you have these anchors and you can like call back to them. Mm-hmm. So for instance, you're like, I remember when I got married. It's an event, and then you have me as an anchor as well. So like there's several things you can like put back there.
Yeah.
And you're like, what were you 22, 23?
What? When I was married? 24.
24. No, I was 25, so you must have been like 22.
23.
23, yeah. But so you can like say, well, I was 23, right? For me, elementary, like childhood, I don't remember ages at all. Mm-hmm. I barely remember birthday parties. I only remember the birthday parties.
That something happened. I have a couple stories then too.
I remember one time at this birthday party, I have no idea how old I was.
Yeah.
But there's at least 15 boys there, 15 of my friends. And we were around the dinner table, and we all had cake and ice cream. Yeah. And everybody left. Everyone's like either left to go down to the pasture to play, or like they left, like their parents came and got them. So I was alone in the house, and I went back to the table and just started eating everyone's leftovers.
God dang it.
There was so much cake and ice cream left over. I was like, fucking Corey didn't eat his cake and ice cream. I'm like, neither did Nathan. Neither did Josh.
Of course, Josh didn't eat cake and ice cream.
I know, but it's like, why did I do that?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of. I do remember like I lost a tooth at one of my birthdays.
Oh, really?
Like, well, when I was a kid.
Mhm.
So like it was loose. I was swimming around in my grandma's pool. She had a pool at the time in that yard, and it was like everybody had to get out. We were all looking for my tooth. I was younger.
Oh, you was in the pool.
Yeah, it fell out. It was this one. I remember that because it was one of my big ones. That's why I was like, "That's a big one." That's my big.
It's a big one, y'all.
So everybody had to get out. We're looking for it. We're looking for it, and I'm like, I see it. I'm trying to like grab it. It's in my fucking goggles.
Oh my God.
I was grabbing it forever. Like I was like, come back up air. I'm like, I see it. It's around here. Go back down, grabbing the tooth, trying to grab it. It was a fucking long time before I realized it was in my goggles.
That's amazing.
I don't
That is
remember like
amazing.
exactly what age. I guess Muse wants to be.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I remember that. So that was one of my birthdays. I'm trying to think of another birthday I remember, mostly because I got in trouble. I was probably 13, 14, and my parents said you can have 5 girls stay over. You know how hard it is to pick 5 girls
Yeah, for sure.
out of all the people there at my birthday party and like turn them down. Like I
Right.
just feel bad.
Like you're picking people to live or die.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
You.
And that's
Hate.
double hate.
Loathe entirely. I guess I'm staying by myself.
We said you could have 5 girls.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope, I'm good.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're all here.
I just wanted the birthday presents.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I remember like trying to pick out girls for the birthday sleepover or whatever it was. Anyways, Kimura.
You're fine.
I started picking some, and then I was like, maybe just like one more is not gonna hurt my parents' house.
Oh, no.
So I picked a couple more, and then I felt bad that I didn't buy this person because they're friends with this person. I picked one more. Guess how many girls stayed over?
17.
22.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 22 girls.
Oh,
stayed
dude,
over.
if I was your parents, I'd have been like, nope.
Well,
No
like
girls were staying
Katie
over
asked
now.
some people to stay over, so she's not by herself. So she has like 4 girls, and then I had like all the girls. So there's at least 12 there, and then they had some friends that I don't really care for. But they stayed the night as well. Like, it was insane.
Sheesh.
But I remember that birthday. I'm trying. I can't think of any other birthdays.
I know my mom threw me a scavenger hunt birthday one time. It was pretty cool.
love
We got to be
those.
on teams, and that was obviously cool.
Cassidy was pregnant during my scavenger hunt birthday.
Oh, no. No,
See-
this was like little boy stuff.
No.
This isn't.
This is 15-year-old pregnant girl at my birthday.
You mean Caressa?
No,
What?
Cassidy.
15-year-old.
Yeah, 15, 16. She was 16,
Who?
maybe. Cassidy Huffman. She was one of my best friends.
Oh,
at
I
the
don't
time.
know. I don't know
Cassidy
Cass-
Webster.
I fucking don't know. No, I have no idea. No, it was little boy stuff. It was like, I don't know. Like I remember one was like hit the island with a rock. I can't throw a rock and hit the island in the pasture. Stuff like
nice.
that.
That's
you know?
awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. I don't quite remember any of the others. That was fun.
Yeah.
Besides that, I really don't remember much.
My 21st. I remember all the ones that I had with you because you threw spectacular birthdays for me.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're really good at gifts.
Yeah.
I'm not.
One time we did this thing in California. It was the first time. You weren't there. It was the first time with me, Josh and I. And we had this really cool youth group. Like it was very small, very intimate. It was really cool. And I had this written down somewhere.
Yeah.
But Josh and I were leaving. And what happened was like each person kind of got a moment. So like we got to put in the middle or we got to be at least focused on some way. And everyone would say things about them.
Right.
And it was fucking awesome. Like why we don't do that more often,
Right.
I don't know. But like that group, like Callie was super special to me. Like a lot of things happened. A lot of people I met that they like just you know how it is. I talk to you about it all the time. But this particular one, like I remember Kim, I have these all written down. Kim was I can't remember exactly what Kim said. I have to look it up. I remember that Bronson said, like, if it was the Wild West, you'd be just a badass cowboy. He said that, it's fucking awesome. But Tara Warner, Wes Warner's wife, she said something pretty interesting. She said that, and I don't really exactly remember how she said it in what context, but she said that she felt like I had a mansion and all my friends had their own rooms. Mm-hmm. And in each room, like I would walk into that room and it would be decorated for my friend and what they liked. Yeah. And I would engage with them on that level of like what they liked.
Yeah.
But I could always go out and go to another room and do that. It's something like that along those lines. And so that's why for whatever that gift or personality or whatever that is, I think that's why I'm a good gift giver and stuff.
You're a very good gift giver.
Or a party thrower.
You're a very good gift giver and party thrower.
I don't really care. I don't really think about it in the way of like, what would I want? I'm like, well, what would Kelsey want?
What do I want?
Hugely different value system.
What do I want?
Because I don't know. It depends on what. probably some dig.
Food will suffice.
I don't know, but you know what I mean, though.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's super cool. I think I remember you telling me about that.
There was a lot of stuff. I have it written down. It was a cool night.
Yeah. I remember one of your birthdays. I made you a cake, and I was bragging to some fucking people about making you a cake. And I was like, he was 24. I just so happened to have 24 candles. That's how many fucking come in the box. Okay?
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
24 fucking candles come in the box, and I'm just sitting over here bragging that I had 24 candles.
Can you believe it? I mean, a lot of people back in the Bible are like old ancient texts, but a lot of them have great wisdom, like pride cometh before falleth. It's like, that happens all the fucking time. Mm-hmm. Anytime I've been
excited that I gave 24 candles in the cake.
Anytime I've been prideful, it has come back to bite me in the ass. One time I took a Greyhound bus back from California.
I remember you
I lived with Adam for 2 or 3 weeks. Adam and Kim and Wendy. And I missed my flight on purpose. And I came back in a Greyhound. And I sat next to this guy named
Sam. Missed your flight on purpose?
Another story. I wanted to stay. Should have. Anyway, I sat next to this guy named Sam, and Sam was from the UK, so Sam was like a real British guy.
Yeah.
And he's a nice guy, and we're talking, and he was at like a summer camp or something. He was, I don't quite remember where he was going.
Yeah.
But we were talking the whole time, I'm like, fuck, this guy has some bad BO. Like, my God.
That sucks.
But whatever, he's super nice. I'm going to keep talking to him.
Yeah.
We keep talking. We get to a stop where, I don't know, have you ever rode Greyhound?
No.
Dude, you switch buses quite often.
Oh,
like you get to a station and it's kind of like a airport and like you don't stay on the same bus.
Excuse me.
Like you get into the station and you like look at the TVs and you're like, you're on this bus now.
Oh, shit.
Then you go over this other bus because they're not going, because like buses just go back and forth.
Sure.
Triple or whatever.
Yeah.
So you have to get another one down there. And I was going to Joplin. I think and it could be like, here's the shitty part. It could be at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. Like there'd be a 3 a.m. We pull up in this, like we're all passed out in this bus. We pull up and then the guy flips on the lights. And he's like, all right, everybody off. So you have to get off and you're like, oh my God.
Where's my shit?
Find the bus. I'm like, all right, I guess this is my bus. And you get on that one. Probably won't do it again. But Sam gets off.
Yeah.
I still smell the BO.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it was me.
Gosh.
It was me. And I was like, oh, you piece of shit.
Thinking this whole time.
Yeah, I was judging him,
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, these UK fuckers smell.
Yeah.
No, it was me, dude.
He's like,
it was me.
He's a little smelly.
Bro, he was a champ about it. He didn't say anything to make me feel bad, nothing, And he just, God bless his soul, he powered through. He might not even remember the story.
Yeah.
Hell, he might not remember me.
Yeah.
I think we're friends on Facebook, but
that's crazy.
Many times that's happened to all of us,
Yeah.
Pride cometh before fall. That's why I just always take the humble stance. It's just like the safe bet. It's always a safe bet.
Yep.
Just take the humble stance. And sometimes it's like it works out in your favor of, oh yeah, you're a badass,
Yeah.
you're just being humble.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I'm glad I took the humble stance because I would have looked like a damn fool if I would have been like, it was me. Or what, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to have that pride, though, for sure. Like, if I truly believe in something,
Yeah, but I think it's a fine line between pride and like confidence, or confidence, I guess is the word. Like you could be very confident.
Yeah.
And people will be like, "Oh, she's prideful or she's arrogant," and it's like, to me,
just confident about what I'm telling you right now.
To me, those people are weak.
Yeah.
They are not prideful, or they're not confident in themselves.
So they're judging you because you are.
They see they see someone being they see someone being who they would want to be, and they get all defensive. They're like, "Oh, gross. They're arrogant," and it's like, no, she's super confident and kind, and she believes in this thing. But then there is a line where you cross where like, oh my, he or she is very arrogant, and it's kind of gross. But there's a line.
Out
you
there.
Could be both ways.
Yeah, yeah. Ugh, that reminds me of the guy from Christmas Party. Just
that was a narcissist. That was like a textbook narcissist.
Oh, he was like, I have like never felt someone's like actual, what's that, aura, whatever that thing is.
Energy, vibe.
I needed like to be 10 feet away from just the aura itself.
Yeah.
And his aura was at least 10 foot wide.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was just like, no, thank you.
It's wild that people don't really like. I don't know if you should believe in it, but it's something that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, you don't feel that? Do you feel that?
I feel.
What the hell is that?
I feel more bad than good ever. Like.
Oh no.
No, I'm telling you, more bad than good.
I see what you're saying.
Like, I have felt like, ooh, there's something wrong with this guy. Like,
I don't think you notice the
girl,
good
until
it's gone.
Because you're not jealous or jealous because they're so nice. It's like, God damn, she's too nice. I don't know why I put genders on good versus bad, but I did.
I thought
for some reason.
Alan was gay for a little bit. He was so damn nice.
Oh,
I was like, why
so
are you?
awesome.
I just could not figure out why he was so nice. I was
Makes
like, maybe he
the
wants
best
to
damn
fuck
good food.
me. No, maybe he does want to fuck me. I don't know. No, he's nice as hell, dude. He's just a nice guy. He's just a nice person.
He's gonna text you and say, "You call me gay?"
No, I'm not. I had no idea.
Yeah.
His grace, his like compassion was so high. I had not really encountered a person with that sort of compassion.
Yeah.
And I was like, he must be gay. Yeah. Like, I don't know what else to put this to. I've never met someone this compassionate.
Yeah.
But no, Alan, good buddy of mine.
Yeah. I think you're also used to, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that you're also
wrong. You're wrong.
You're also
Mike Bloomberg is wrong. Crazy Bernie. The top 1%.
Crazy Bernie.
Who's gonna pay off all the student loans? The students are.
Please
wrong.
Take that away. What I was saying was, I think you were kind of used to this, like, not rowdiness, but I don't know how to explain it. But you were used to picking on each other. I feel like it's if someone did something, that was my shoe. I promise. If you joked harder than maybe you should. I don't know. That's how I always felt, especially maybe when you came back from like your Nebraska thing. It's like, oh yeah, this is what 5 guys together for 30 days feels like.
Oh, probably so.
You know what I mean? Like
for Alan's situation, it was more, I was in a vulnerable spot with not many people. And so I'm kind of just it's California. You know how many stories I've heard about California being a little Midwest kid?
Yeah.
So that was that. But yeah, the Nebraska thing was 5 guys in the middle of nowhere for 30 days.
That are rough.
That are cutting up antelope, that are waking up early, staying up late.
Yeah. Different situation for sure.
Yes.
I think that's just what we're used to.
Well, that's how men in general that's how they show love, is to give each other shit. It really is. It's very strange.
But Alan doesn't.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't. He does, but not on that level.
Yeah.
It's more tame, and it can get really wild. And I always consider the wilder it is, the more love there is. So the other day, like Tucker was at the gym.
Yeah.
A couple of guys. It was me, Tucker, 2 or 3 other guys, and Tucker knew everybody. And when Tuck was leaving,
he fucking did.
And when Tuck was leaving, guy 1 says, "See you later, Tuck." Guy 2 says, "See you, dude." Guy 3 says, "I'll text you later, Tucker." And I look at Tucker and I go, "Fuck you." You tell me who has the most love for that
Fuck you
man.
too.
Yeah, he just laughed, and I said, "See you later, dude." It was,
Yeah.
and that's how it goes.
Yeah.
No,
You're comfortable. Is
It's
that
just-
love? Yeah.
It's just like if anybody else said "fuck you" to him, I'd just be like,
That's true.
You're dead.
Yeah.
I would
like-
not. Yeah.
Or am I supposed to kill you now, or are you being a friend?
Like exactly, but it's something about that. Men in general, it's just kind of how men show each other love. It's
Right.
very strange, very strange strategy.
I wonder how women do it. I'm trying
Well,
to think back of like
See what women
when
will
I
do.
had friends.
See what women will do is that they will lie to their face. I love that shirt. They hate it.
That's not love.
No, I know, but that's one thing that they'll do.
That doesn't. No, then that's the exact opposite. Because somebody like Courtney would be like, "What the fuck are you wearing?"
Well, maybe that's where the love
Yeah.
the truth and the love comes from. Is someone
Yeah.
that doesn't really care about you
Yeah.
or maybe doesn't like you will say that.
Yeah.
They oh, your shirt's so cute, and inside they're like, it's disgusting.
Yeah. Or even if they don't like you, they just don't give a damn.
Right.
They're just like, "Yeah, you look fine."
It's something to say.
Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
a person like Courtney Edwards or whatever, she might be like, "What are you wearing?"
Yeah.
No, that would be
what the fuck are you wearing?
well, that would be the more loving, the more real. You
Yeah.
know? And then like I can trust her.
Yeah.
Right. That's the same with
Absolutely,
the guy.
yeah.
Same with the guys. Like I can trust him.
Huh. So it's the same.
Well, guys and girls operate differently. They communication differently. They socialize differently.
Yeah. Oh no, we do. We do. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to remember back
When you had
when I had.
when you had peers.
All right, they're basically the same, right? Peers and friends.
Oh, well, friends can be
We're
older.
both yawning, dude. We're old.
Well, I'm on an all meat diet.
Ugh.
Well, friends, friends can be older, they can be younger, they can be elderly. Like I have elderly friends that are 50, 60, 70, 80 years old.
Yeah.
And I have young friends, that are, Kyan is a nephew, but he's a friend, I guess. But peers are like within your same range, like within 5 years of your same age. That's what I'd say a peer would be.
So we have no peers.
Well, we do have a lot of peers. There's a lot of peers. There's not much interaction with those peers because a lot of our peers have babies. And so that's and that almost puts
Damn
them
you, babies.
outside
Yeah.
of our peer group.
Yeah.
Because
We still love
it's a different
them.
world. No, of course, yes. We still love them.
You,
Would love to hang out with them, but it's
Yeah.
just a different world.
but not your baby.
Like Tiffany and Ben, Ben and Tiffany.
Just kidding.
That's a great couple. Would love to hang out with them more.
Yeah.
But they have Silas.
Yeah.
And that's just a whole
And they're fucking busy.
and they're busy. So for them to come over and hang out with us and have dinner or something,
Yeah.
it's not just, hey, we'll be over a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll drink a lot, we'll smoke, we'll have a good time, and then we'll go home.
Yeah.
No, they gotta figure out a babysitter, they gotta
Uh-huh.
figure out where Silas is gonna be, where they're gonna pick Silas up, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. I mean, there's a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
I don't
Unlike
know.
us. Unlike
Don't
us.
matter.
But at the same time, it's like that's also how people like, oh, you can do it, right? You don't have kids. Like,
Well,
you can come hang out. Oh, you should be able to make it to the holidays at 7 a.m. You know what I mean? Like,
sure, people will definitely use it
yeah,
against you.
you don't have kids, or you don't have like a significant other to think about. You're fine. You're completely free, whether
Right.
you have a job or not.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a
That does
control-
happen.
Well, totally. It's a controlling
I
mechanism.
feel it. Yeah.
It's we're gonna use this against you.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I don't have to do anything. I literally have to do
Holy shit.
so many animals in this house.
This cat just like she's hanging on to my calf right now.
Yeah, it's just like I don't have to do any of that. Like,
Yeah.
I am still a human. I still have likes and dislikes, and I still have. It's my time.
Yeah.
It's so what you're saying is, I have all this extra time.
Yeah.
I can donate it. Oh, we can ask you because you have kids.
Yeah.
You don't have any extra time. It's like,
Yeah.
listen, I have literally planned my life not to have these extra responsibilities,
Yeah.
so I can maximize my time.
Yeah.
And my focus on whatever I want.
Oh,
so don't
yeah.
be like, you have nothing of value in your life. Bitch, my time is my value.
Yeah. Exactly.
Don't just take
Yeah.
that from me.
No. That's what I think about. Like, not that saying that anybody at work does this, but I feel like sometimes my work takes over my life and I don't allow for that separation. But in all reality, I'm working from 8:30 to 5:30. So after 5:30 to when I go to bed, I'm not fucking working. That's what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's moments I do work.
Well, quite often, almost every night.
Yeah.
But it's also your first job.
Yeah.
You know, you think about that, like your first real job.
Yeah. It's awesome. I love it.
No, I'm not saying you don't, but it's like it's your first real job. It kind of feels weird because you've had 2, 3, 4 other jobs
It
up
does.
to this point.
It does.
But it's your first
It's
real
completely
job.
different. It's completely different.
I think that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
I think you have to work late and prep for a photo shoot like you are tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm still very young in my profession. I have a lot of things to learn.
Right.
And I think that I'm trying. It's just like, it's tiring. Like,
right. But this is when you do it.
Yeah.
You do it now so that when kids do show up or responsibilities do show up, you can pull back and you're like, no, I've already established myself. I've already gained the skills. I already have the people skills or whatever. People
skills.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I already have the people skills. I have the things that I mostly need. I can still continue to get better, but I won't be able to, Saturdays are gone because little Timmy has football or whatever,
Oy.
But that's when you do it. You do it later on. You do what you're doing now. You're hustling like crazy.
Yeah.
You're doing whatever you can while you have the least amount of responsibility.
Grow. Yeah. Growing pains. That's what I feel like I'm going through. Yeah.
You push yourself as hard as you possibly can. You understand, well, there's my limit. Because you're going to burn out at some point.
And you do.
Yeah, you will.
I probably, it's crazy. Like, I love my job and I love what I do, but I am burnt out and I'm fucking tired of my job. Like, it's like this, like, yin yang thing. I don't know exactly, but that's how I feel. Like, I'm at work and I'm like, oh, I just made a logo and it's fucking badass. I made 3 different options for one logo for one client and it was fucking badass. I made a fucking badass site today. And then it's like, oh yeah, but you also had to do this, and this, and you got behind on this. Oh, and you need to do this, and you need to plan for this. Oh, and you have an intern. Can you make sure that she gets all of her shit done? That's in one fucking day.
Yeah.
Oh, and try to leave by 5.
Right, and you have a husband. You have a husband that needs time spent.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'd like to watch that new TV show or that new Netflix special.
Yeah.
Oh, and what are we going to eat for dinner? And I got to be in bed by 10:30 and meditation. And what about the gym?
Oh, and don't forget my 30-minute drive from work.
Yeah.
I know it's 30 minutes, but shit, there's an hour every day.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yep.
So it's still awesome though. At the same time, it's like, I just made someone's logo.
Right. I'm not saying you don't think it's awesome or you don't enjoy it, but the challenges that you're describing are absolutely there.
Yeah.
Like you have to learn how to navigate those challenges. And that's where the balance, people talk about balance of work and life and all that kind of family and work and career. And that's true. So for instance, that is one of the biggest lessons that I've been learning lately is like, where is my time going?
Yeah.
Why am I not getting to these things?
Yeah.
And then, I have 15 things I want to do every day. I want to do these 15. Why can't I do them? I think I can, right? And so I have to keep whittling away. So it's like, I want to read more. Well, put Kindle on your phone and don't scroll through Facebook when you take a shit. There's 10 minutes there. Take 10 minute shits. Yeah. There's 10 minutes there. For you,
No
it's
big
like,
deal.
if
10
you want to
minutes is not
read
bad,
more,
right?
say you want to read more, right?
Right.
Well, you just told me you have an hour drive. You have an hour commute. 30 minutes up, 30 minutes back. Well, what if you listen to Audible for
That's what I do too.
an hour a day?
Most of the time.
Right. But you know what I mean, though?
Don't tell them what I listen to.
But right there, that's a good thing right there.
Yeah.
Like it's a good use of your time.
Yeah.
What's funny is one of the things I told Adam in our talk today, it was weird. I came out of nowhere. I was like, I just want to be as productive as humanly possible at all times.
Did it come out of nowhere, though, or are you speaking your mom and dad?
Well, I just said it. And then he says, why don't you try to give that dream up? And we talked. It was fascinating talk.
Yeah.
It really was.
But that's what your mom and dad do.
It's what everyone does.
No, that's what your mom and dad do most of the
time. I mean, everybody does that.
I am very good at not being productive.
It's not that you're not productive. It's just that you don't want to waste time.
Yeah.
And I get it. You don't want to waste time.
I don't want to waste time. But I also don't think that sitting down watching a movie with your husband is a waste of time.
Well, if you have things to do, it is. It's different value systems.
When do you not have things to do?
It's different value systems. So, for instance, you're talking about my mom. Mom might
I was not talking about your parents. I was just
You
saying
said
that
my parents.
before that, though, because that they are like your mom said she doesn't want to work out, right?
Okay.
She doesn't want to work out because it's a waste of time when she could just do it here.
Right.
When she's also doing chores. So she's trying to do 2 in 1.
Right.
She's trying to do chores and work out because doing chores is a workout.
Well, I get it.
That's what I'm talking about. I was
Right.
not talking about the movie thing. The movie thing was like literally because I love to watch movies and TV shows.
Right. It's just people have different values.
Right.
So some people, like, it's hard for me to watch TV sometimes. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
It is a waste of time to me sometimes. Sometimes it's great. I feel escaped. I feel relaxed. I feel entertained.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'm like, this is stupid. I have books to read.
Like
I have my
Sister Act.
I have my body. Well, it can be whatever. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be what it could be anything.
Yeah.
But kind of what Adam was talking about is that if you don't make a choice, you can't do everything.
Yeah.
Basically. So every choice that you make, every dream that you pursue, a dream must die, and that's just like that's the cost. So, for instance, it's funny that you brought that up. So my mom, she says, "Okay, I'm not going to work out because I got to do chores, and when I do chores, I'm gonna lift hay bales, and that's going to get me to work out, whatever." So basically, what happens is she fails at both things. She doesn't work out, and chores either get done or they don't get done, sort of.
That's
kind of what
longer time.
Right. So that's kind of what he was talking about is either you can pick one and sacrifice the other one. Mm-hmm. And if you pick one, you have to pick one. His analogy was great. His analogy was that there's a mall and this mall is just opening up and you get this gift card and you can buy anything in the mall. You can buy one thing in the mall, anything in the mall you want. And so they give you this gift card. And you start going through the mall and you're like, ooh, I could have that. I could have that. Ooh, maybe some of that. Maybe that. Maybe that. Maybe that.
I love that.
But here's the thing. Every minute that passes, the money on your card diminishes.
Oh,
and
shit.
after 20 minutes, there's no more money.
20?
So if you wait.
You can't even walk to the other side of the mall by that time.
After 30 minutes. So if you wait, there's things that you can't buy. Right? They're just too expensive because you lost all your money. And if you wait till the end, you don't buy anything.
Yeah.
So that was a metaphor for a young person coming up into the world and trying to pick his or her path. You have all this potential. You could be whatever you want. And in a way, like if you work hard enough, and I kind of believe that, I don't know if everyone can be a rocket scientist, but maybe if you really worked hard enough and you made the right sacrifices, maybe you could be.
You got to want it.
Maybe you could. If you really wanted it, maybe you could be.
Yeah.
It helps to have the talent. It helps to have the intelligence.
It does. But everybody could do it.
Maybe.
I think most people could do it.
30%
of people could do it.
Maybe less. I don't know. They could at least attempt it, right?
Yeah.
And maybe work as an assistant of a rocket scientist, whatever. But the point is that young people go out and they have all these potential, they have all this possibility. And what's one that costs a lot, but after a while you can't afford it? Athletics. You're a young person, you have this body, maybe you even have a little bit of skill towards an athletic profession.
Right.
But if you do not pursue it 100% and give it everything you got and risk injury and all that kind of crap, it ain't going to happen. You have to give it up. And that's one thing you said earlier is that you gave up the sport. You said, no, I'm done. I feel like I'm done. I did the same thing with football. After the Shrine Bowl, I had a choice. Like, am I going to keep playing? I had Coffeyville kind of asking about me, like these JUCOs. I could keep lifting. I could keep playing. I was like, no, I think this is where I'm going to call it. I'm good.
Yeah.
I think I'm done. I'm going to pursue other things.
Do you regret it?
No.
Good.
But as you go forward, things keep getting taken from you. So you're like, oh, I could be a doctor. And it's like, well, how long does a doctor take? And how much time and energy does becoming a doctor
And how
take?
much time do you want to spend?
Exactly. So then you have to keep. So basically, the conversation was, you have to ask yourself, what do you value? And then whatever you value will point you kind of in the direction of what you want to do. And you have to ask the questions. Because I told Adam, I was like, I'm thinking about being a doctor like my dad. And he's like, do you like to work on sick people? I was like, well, not really. He's like, well, you probably don't want to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where it fell back into the spiraling of your questions.
Yeah.
Because one time we talked about marriage, and he's like, when? And I said, I was very anti-marriage. I didn't want to get married, all that kind of stuff. And he goes, when did you formulate that idea? And I was like, I was probably like 4 or 5 years old. And he's like, so you are operating with a 4 or 5 year old mindset of what marriage is. Do you think that is accurate? And it was just like, no. not accurate. Why don't you update your worldview on marriage
Yeah.
to a 25-year-old, to a 30-year-old, to a 60-year-old?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. But that goes across everything.
Yeah.
You know? So you could just ask yourself, what sort of worldviews, what sort of beliefs are you holding that are outdated, that you derived, that you installed on your operating system of your mind, personality, that are outdated.
Yeah.
They don't even suit you anymore. They might have suit you when you're 5 fucking years old. Maybe when you're 10 or 15, or maybe even when you were 20. But now you have to revisit them and say, no, this is not right. I update my worldview.
Yeah.
You know.
You have to. You have to. I know. Sorry. When you say update, I know a fucking graphic designer.
Yeah.
That won't even update their Adobe. Since, you want to know when? Since when? Maybe like 2009.
Wow.
Because he's like, it does the same. I'm not going to tell you who it is. It does the same thing. I could do just as good. Might take me a little longer, but I'm fine. Have you seen his fucking work?
Is it bad?
Fucking work is shit. Because he won't even update his own shit. Well, because he thinks he's good enough. Because at that time, he probably was good enough.
There you go.
So you just got to keep updating and updating and updating. Yeah. Like everything. Yeah. Like everything else.
Totally.
I have to update every day.
It's almost like the analogy of the high school superstar.
Yeah.
That doesn't want to change because at one time they had it all figured out.
Yeah.
They were super popular.
Yeah.
They were well achieved.
Yep.
They had great grades. They were athletic. Blah 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 blah. Right. Whatever.
Why did you think I didn't want to leave high school?
Well, I was the same way.
Yeah.
The same way. It was
I
a
was
very
doing amazing. There.
Right. But it's meaningless.
It's unrealistic.
Totally meaningless.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's meaningless the day you graduate.
It's meaningless while you're there.
Yeah.
Totally.
It didn't feel it.
Did not feel that way, but it's true. Everything you achieved in high school, what value does it have? Nothing.
It was just a fun
Were
time.
you homecoming queen? Yeah. Okay, so big deal.
Twice.
Big deal. Like you see what the weight of value that holds. Like it's cool that you enjoyed it, right?
It was awesome.
I guess that's the only thing that kind of comes from it is just joy.
Yeah.
Joy for that moment.
Great joy.
Besides that, it has no fucking value. It's
I
just
agree.
like you don't say that in a job interview. I was homecoming twice.
Queen twice.
And they go,
Home queen.
They go,
homecoming queen.
Okay, good for you. Do you know Python? Or whatever, you know?
No.
Or do you know Illustrator? They don't ask those kind of questions.
Yes.
So that to me,
no.
So how much of college actually mattered, you know? Mm-hmm. Maybe a little bit more, but not much. And then you ask yourself, how much does real life really matter?
Shit.
And
I don't know. Wait. Hold on.
Much.
Back to the college. I think it depends. I wouldn't have my LimeLight job without my connections.
Well, I didn't say it was totally meaningless. I said it's less meaningless than college, or less meaningless than high school, but it's still pretty meaningless.
It depends. I think it depends. You can't be a doctor and it can't be meaningless.
I'm not really talking about what you learned so much as kind of what happened.
But that is part of college.
I'm just talking about people get so ingrained in their world.
Wrapped up in it.
Yeah. And it's like, what does that matter? Such and such broke up with you. Who gives a shit?
I disagree with that because there's a lot of, and maybe this is an outsider's perspective because I wasn't truly involved into college as much. I literally went to college and came home. Went to college, came home. Went to college. And I never really made any true friends. But the people that I do see that have friends, they're long-lasting friends, and they're still friends with each other, and they have they reminisce on it, but they also both have jobs from it. Like, yeah. I don't know. I think college, I'm not saying that it's fucking expensive and it can be outdated. Like, I think that, but I also see a lot of benefit from it. So I don't want to totally rule that out as like this from a ratio from high school to college to life. Mm-hmm. Meaningless isn't like right here. I feel like the meaningless of college is way less or mm-hmm. whatever that you were saying. I feel like there's a lot more from it. We just did not live it. We did not live a college life. We mm-hmm. didn't. We lived a high school college life, mm-hmm. if that's what we want to call it. We went to school and we came home. Mm-hmm. That's what we did. And then went to work. So, I don't know. That's my thought on that.
Well, I mean, I didn't mean to say that college is totally meaningless. I'm just
I
saying
know.
large parts of it were just like, why did I worry about that? That
Meaningless
quiz
is
that I
just a
bombed.
strong
Oh my
word.
God, what's that? I lost that quiz. I bombed
Sure.
that quiz. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Nobody
I
cares.
totally bombed my senior project.
No, nobody cares.
And yeah, look at me now.
Nobody cares. But I also say that my college experience, you know, I studied biology and I don't do anything with biology. I don't do anything with science.
See, that's why you feel it's more meaningless than
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
that
sorry.
it truly wasn't a meaningless
Right.
thing. It was a meaningless pursuit for me. So
Yeah.
then I say, oh, that fucking college was meaningless.
Mhm.
But if I was doing something that would have been built off of biology
Yeah.
and would have got me into a science job, well, then it wouldn't have been
Yeah.
meaningless. But because of my experience, you know, I kind of chalk it up to be a little bit like, why did I do that? That
Yeah.
did nothing for me besides,
Yeah.
I don't know. It did some spiritual things, but,
Yeah.
you know,
I feel
career-wise, I don't think it did much.
Yeah. No, it didn't, because that's not your career path.
No.
My career path, it was meaningful. I made a lot of connections. I don't even want to call them connections because I love my advisor and some of my professors and stuff like that from college, and I have still like good friends from college, but I don't know. I feel like that is what I needed. That's how I learn. Everybody learns differently. And I learned the best from going to school, even though I hate it. I hated school.
Well, you've
Absolutely
always
hated school, but that's how I learned the best.
right. You've kind of always needed someone to like take your hand
Yeah.
and say, "This is how you do it."
Yeah.
Just like time we did the work applications in
Yeah.
Pasadena.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do this. I said, "Come inside."
Yeah.
I walked up and I said, "Can I get a job application?" This
Yeah.
is back when they had papers, and
Yeah.
they gave me a paper, and I said, "Okay, well, thank you very much," you know, and I handed it to you.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Okay," and did another one.
Yeah.
And I sat on that park bench, and you went into like every little shop
Yeah.
that you wanted to go into that you thought I might want to work at,
Yeah.
and did it yourself. Like
Yep.
you just took a little, just like, here's how you do it, and then you're off.
And that, I don't know if like, I don't know how other people learn, but that is how I need to learn. Like, I honestly need to believe that someone else actually does this to do it.
It's true.
It's like, why would I do this if it's not being done? Or it's like, why waste my fucking time making all these mistakes when somebody already has done this? Show me how to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste an hour trying to figure out what you did and then actually do it. So I spent 2 hours on the 30 minutes that you know how to do something.
Well,
Show me.
I will argue that I don't think that time is wasted because
it can be.
you learn it, and
Yeah.
you don't just learn how to do it. You learn a lot of different ways
I
not
learned
to
it.
do it.
Yeah.
So you have those in your back pocket, and you're like, okay, this doesn't work 30 different ways, but I know that these 30 different ways lead to different alternate endings rather than just, what did you learn?
But why
Here's
do
the
I
one
need to know
path.
the bad endings?
You never know. You never know what could come from it. You have no idea. You have no idea what sort of serendipitous
Yeah.
mistakes that you might make and be like, whoa, what did I discover? This new technique. Now, I'm not arguing against what you said. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to watch a tutorial.
Well, and
I want to see immediately what you did.
Very technical in my head of like not making mistakes, whether that be like a logo or website.
Well,
So-
see, and I
and
hate
it's
that
beyond
sort of mentality.
that. No, I'm just don't hate it because
I hate
that's
it.
how I live.
Absolutely hate that mentality because it's a perfectionist mentality. It's I don't want to make mistakes, which is basically, you might as well just say, I don't want to learn.
No, it's not that I don't want to make mistakes. It's that I don't want to waste my time.
That's what I said earlier. I don't think you'd waste your time by
Yeah.
making mistakes.
But
Now, I see what you're saying. I see that if there's another person that's done this before,
yeah,
they
just
can-
fucking show me.
and they can offer you advice.
No,
It just
show me.
doesn't always work that way, though.
Yeah.
Because it's not the same situation.
But
it's
then
never the same situation.
it's like, do you?
skills
Someone
wise.
said this the other day at work, and they said something like, "Do you want to just learn this on your own?" I was like, "Well, why would I do that when I have 7 other tasks to do that day? But here I am going to spend this much time on something, and now I can't get to 2 or 3 of my tasks." I don't know. I'm
That's
like,
a little different.
no, I know. That's why I said I was being very technical. But situations like that are most of the time.
Right.
I feel like.
Right.
I feel like no one wants to waste their time.
No, nobody wants to waste their time. But if
Yeah.
you're learning a skill, I don't think you're wasting your time if you're trying to crack a code.
I mean,
because
that's what you're going to school for, though.
well,
They're
maybe
teaching you.
Well, sort of, but they're challenge. They should be challenging you. They should be, this is what you do, right? Here's this skill.
Yeah.
Now here's your challenge.
Yeah.
And you go and you use that skill, and you're like, oh yay, I know how to do this.
Yeah.
And because you want to be able to take that knowledge, you want to take it to the next step, and you want to take it to new heights, and say, I know what this is used for. Can I use it for this?
Right.
Can I create this? Can I design this?
Mm-hmm.
Can I, take this to a different realm? That's really what you're wanting to get at. It's learn a skill, learn whatever. It's quick most of the time, especially with the tutorials and stuff on YouTube. It's going to be quick.
Yeah.
You're going to learn it very quickly. You're going to save a lot of time. That doesn't mean that you're going to become spectacular. There's so much more that goes into that,
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest flaws of our day and age is that we all think that we can become masters.
Yeah.
And I kind of think that you probably can with enough time and energy and focus.
Well, sorry.
That's it.
I was just going to say, I feel like you should. I don't feel like doing what I'm doing right now, being this like jack of all trades, but not being a master at anything. Like, I'm not a master at anything. Like, yeah, I make logos. I design websites. But I'm not a master at all of it because I do so much of everything.
Right.
And I can't focus.
But it kind of demands that.
It does.
This point where you are, it demands it.
Yeah. So you just got to be okay with what I do.
I think you have to, for you particularly, I think you have to slowly abdicate things one by one.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to say,
but
no
then
more
there's
of this.
then when do I do that?
Slowly.
No, but when do I do that?
Slowly.
When do I add those new things in? Do I do it while I'm doing the task, or do it outside of work?
Outside of work.
Okay,
at
so
first.
then there's more time gone.
Yeah, it's going to cost you.
Yeah. It's just
What do you
like,
want?
yeah. What do I want? This sun that I want to walk into.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I keep looking at that
Well,
thing really because that's the sun.
Well, Adam talked about asking yourself what you value, and that will help you decide. So whatever you value,
I value my time.
Okay.
And you.
Okay.
And dog time.
Okay. So.
And family time. I love my family.
So the position that you're at currently would not allow you to do that. Mm-hmm. It actually takes away time from me, from dog time, and from family. It takes immense times away.
But then I get on that side of the fence and I'm like, shit, I really want to be like an awesome creative director.
I think you could be, but I think you have to do it in the right means,
Right.
So many people freelance. So many people have their own companies. So many people, specialize in this one thing, and they work from home. And that would be a lot of Colton and dog time.
But then they specialize in this one thing, and
That's why you have to do it slowly. You can't just wreck the ship. You have to be like, all right, I do photo, video, coding, website, blah blah blah, design, logos, blah. Just the list goes on and on.
But
and
at the
on.
same time, it's kind of awesome because I get to do everything differently.
Sure, it's
all
super
day.
fun. Yeah, it's super fun. But you'll never, like you said, you'll never be a master.
Right.
So slowly, like one day, you're just gonna be like, I'm gonna step away from this, and whether you do that in your mind and say like, I'm not gonna design websites as much anymore, or you tell Brandy and you say
I'm not gonna do video as much anymore.
whatever it is, and you could tell Brandy and be like, this is my goal, and I'm gonna tell you right now that as a employee of LimeLight or whatever, I'm gonna be stepping away from this. I'm not gonna be doing this anymore. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But I would prefer
like to do less of it.
I'm going to do less of this. And guess what? I would like to focus more on this. And Brandy's cool enough where she'd help you out and everything.
Oh, absolutely.
But
I'm
you
just
have
saying,
to do
like,
that.
Oh, yeah. I'm absolutely. You're right.
You have to do that. And you have to take the values that you just specified and see how you can orchestrate your life to enhance those values so you can get the most out of them, I guess.
Right. No, you do. You do. And that's what I want to get to. It's tough. That's why I call them growing pains.
Oh, it's tough, man. I mean,
It's
I
super
wouldn't be
tough.
able to do what I do without you. I mean, I would literally, I'd have to go back to Red Oak. I mean, that'd be my only choice. And that's if they would take me back.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't take me back, I'd have to scramble and figure out something else,
Yeah.
But the reason that I can do what I do every day is because of you right now. So.
Well, you're welcome.
But I mean, I did the same for you for
Absolutely.
3 or 4 years, you know.
If I couldn't sit at home and watch Netflix and fucking eat spaghetti
Well,
out
you
of
didn't
my
do
ass
that.
and
You did that
in
chat.
California.
Well, that's all right. I mean, that was a traumatic move. I mean,
Yeah.
it was probably so disorienting to you that you're just like, I can't look away from the TV because I
Yeah.
don't know where I am.
However,
I don't know what's going on.
background acting was interesting.
Yeah, it was a good experience.
Yeah, it was always such a good experience. Even when I talk about it still, it's just like,
Oh yeah.
that was really fun. I wouldn't do it, but that was really fun. I wouldn't do that for life.
No.
But-
It's not meant to be for life. That's why when you meet
God.
a lifer, you're like,
Poor people.
oh, you just feel sick for them.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
you're
like,
not
oh.
supposed to do this for life.
I got a gig.
It's like 5 years.
I got a gig.
10 years maybe.
Yeah.
You know, like 10 years pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it sustains you
Mm-hmm.
and your career is growing and stuff, I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
But the people that are like, I'm still gonna make it, and you're like, oh shit.
Poor people.
You feel so bad for them.
Yeah.
It's like, you're 68. You
Yeah.
know, like you're not as pretty as you were when you were 22 out here. You know.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's a weird thought. Is there an animal over there?
Yeah, it's a cat. No,
Cat.
it's true, and that's that kind of that brings it back to Adam's and I talking. It's like so many people choose something. They're like, oh, if I just would have stuck with it,
Yeah.
I would have been a great. He said a great mountain climber, and he's like, yeah, you probably would have,
Mm-hmm.
but the cost is you have to stick with it,
Yeah.
and you have to give up all these other things.
Yeah. What are you willing to give up?
Yeah, what are you willing to sacrifice for what you want?
I'm willing to give up on how to play a guitar.
Sure, but it's not that big of a
I
sacrifice.
did do that.
It's not really that big of a sacrifice, though.
It kind of was.
Not really. You don't really
It
care.
felt like a huge sacrifice.
You don't really care though. The things that you care about a lot, that's the real question. So it's like, would you give up being a great creative director to live in the country? You see what I mean? Like if you want to be an amazing creative director, you probably have to move to a bigger city. But what you give up is a nice, quiet country life with chickens and sitting out your porch and stuff. See what I mean?
But I love my chickens.
See, that's those. It's the hard sacrifice, not the easy ones. Like
Chickadees.
I'm okay not being a plumber.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I didn't ever.
Completely okay.
Yeah, I didn't ever really want to be that.
Yeah.
It's the things that you most desire, and you say, well, which one's gonna live?
Yeah.
You get to pick. Oh, but hurry, because if you don't pick, they both die.
Yeah, that's a bummer because I do like living in the country.
Well, that's just an example, and honestly,
I'm just saying.
you might
like,
be able to get away with it in the internet.
There's a
age.
lot of picking and choosing, and it sucks because you have to, like you said, sacrifice.
You have to,
Especially when you have somebody with you.
right?
So, Kat, you have to sacrifice things for me.
Right.
So it's not that it's not your choice. It's kind of like, well, I'm married and she can't, so no. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, and I had to do the same for you. It's like, well, as much as I hate California, I gotta live there because you need to live there. You need to live there. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't
but
hate California.
But that's the
example.
That's the that's like the fine print when you say, "Will you marry me?"
Yeah.
It's not just yes.
Yeah.
There's, "Will you marry
I do.
me?" and give up
And
parts
I
of
do.
your dreams and parts of yourself, and you're probably gonna have to change a little bit, and I'm gonna change a little bit, and hell, who knows who we're gonna be or what we're gonna be or where we're gonna go, and it's like it's all packed into that one sentence of.
Yep.
Or one statement of will you be my wife? And,
Yeah.
and yes, I'd love to be your wife. It's all packed in there, but people do not see the fine print.
No, they don't.
And I'm not saying
live
it's-
it.
I'm not
they
saying
don't
it's-
live it either.
Oh, I'm not saying it's bad. Then they go, "What does my marriage suck?"
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah. You're not allowing for sacrifices to happen.
Well, that's probably one reason, and another reason is like you're probably not good at it. You
Yeah.
know, so many people are like, "My marriage isn't going very well." It's like you're not very good at being married.
Yeah.
You know, and you need to work on it.
Yeah.
you know.
There's a lot of things
like,
you have to work
You
on.
step on the
everything.
softball field the first time, you're like,
Yeah.
our softball team sucks, and it's like you haven't practiced
Yeah.
at all. Hey,
Yeah.
do you even know how to play softball? You know, like
Absolutely.
people just don't get that.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to do it.
How many years
Some
have we
people are
practiced?
Not very many, but I mean,
How many years have we practiced being together?
I think we're both good players in the game of.
We love.
I just want to make sure that
I know. I was trying to figure out what it was too.
we're both good. I think we're both good players.
Uh-huh.
Like they talk about the mice.
Yeah.
Mice like to play. They like to wrestle. And if there's a big mouse and a little mouse, the big mouse will let the little mouse.
Big mouse.
The big mouse will let the little mouse win like 30% of the time. Yeah. Because if he just pinned the little mouse every time, the little mouse is like, fuck this. This is not fun.
Yeah.
But because the little mouse wins every once in a while, he's like, oh, yeah, I gotcha.
No fucking way.
Yeah, they do that.
Huh.
So, and I'm not saying.
Now I don't want to kill them.
Well, they scream for like 3 days if they smell cat. Like they scream. They say,
what?
yeah. If they smell cat and they get so scared, they scream a high-pitched, unaudible scream that humans can't hear. But they said that it would be like you yelling at the top of your lungs for 24 hours. That's how scared you'd be. Because the cat's going to tear your fucking head off.
Like, that's what Muse does. She's sitting over there playing for hours and hours. And
You're related to
we
both.
also live, like, in a field, so tons of field mice are around. But that's crazy.
Yeah, and you're related to both. So you have the cat instinct and you have the pieces of the mouse.
I'm a cat.
And you get the mouse, too. Anyway, so the point is that it's the same with jiu-jitsu. If you have a good rolling partner, they could be way better than you. Mm-hmm. But if you have a good rolling partner, they're going to let you get some moves.
Yeah.
They're going to let you put them in some positions. They might even let you tap. They might even let you tap.
If it's good.
Yeah. They might even let you tap them out every once in a while just so you can get that reps. Just so you can feel like that's a rear naked choke. That's what it feels like to give one. Yeah. Okay. Oh, here's an arm bar. This is how an arm bar feels. I think that's what you and I are good at with marriage. We're going, we're like, okay, this is what it feels like to have her take the lead, or this is what it feels like to stand my ground and say, this is what I want, in my life, it's just like good dancing partners,
Yeah.
There's a lot of grace and a lot of forgiveness and a lot of, it's the second animal that's popped their head over that table.
Just trying to get that bug.
But anyway.
Yeah. No, I got distracted by the cat.
No, it's okay. Anyway.
Nice.
All right. Well, it's getting late.
We're
We're about 2 hours in. First podcast of 2020. Episode number 50.
Happy 50.
Yeah, it's been good. It's late. I'm on an all meat
late.
diet. I do not recommend it. Fucking sucks. But
I drink wine.
Yeah, you're like, hey, you drank the bottle of beer. Well, I said when Casey gave me that, I said I'm gonna drink it on my 50th podcast.
Have to. There's
whatever.
why would you? Yeah, I agree.
It's about the only carbs I've had for 2 weeks. So anyway,
Enjoy
all right.
it.
Well, always love having you on.
Thanks.
We'll keep the
I always love
conversation
being
going.
here.
Yeah, we'll keep the conversation going in the other room, watching Lion King. So
Lion
anyway,
King.
thanks for watching episode 50.
50.
I don't know which way this goes in the
50.
camera. 50. Episode
either.
50. Hopefully we can do 50 more, 150, 250. I don't know. These are fun. Like I said, I'll keep doing them. I do have some cool people that have agreed to come on the podcast. I'm looking forward to them to come on, and I'd like to expand the guest list a little bit, get out some more exotic people. I have figured out a way to take the podcast mobile. So hopefully that might expand some of the audio versions. The cameras, I could probably take the cameras. That's a pain in the ass, but at least the audio versions I know how to get. So I can maybe go up to Pitt, interview some professors, or take a little road trip to the HPO guys, the Heartland Pride Outfitter guys. Get those guys on the podcast. Maybe expand the podcast a little bit easier if I go to my guests rather than have them come to me. But I love doing them in my podcast studio. I love the table. I love being in here. It's comfortable and everything like that. But anyway, point is, I'd like to continue to broaden the podcast. It's right there. My 2020 goals. One of them is expand the podcast. So I want to take SciFi and Friends to a new level, explore new things, and see what this show's all about. You know what I mean? So anyway, thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks.
We always appreciate you listening.
Yep. Sorry for the animal interruptions.
Yeah. It's always great to get encouragement from you guys when you tell me, oh, I love that episode, or I love that guest, or whatever. Love hearing that kind of stuff. So once again, thanks for listening.
Thanks.
Y'all have a great week. Peace.
This is only the beginning.
SciFi wins.
This is only the beginning.
Warning.